I wasn't gonna address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before the sign, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family to come out to the Amarant Arena, February 13th.
BMF Immortal, and it's cool. Like sometimes we switch perspectives, so it's from a law enforcement perspective.
Oh wow!
Instead of it being from the, the actual hustler side, of the aspirational side. Just you know how often someone gets in trouble and decides to tell on someone else to rap. Yeah, just to get themselves out of the situation they're in and back onto the streets.
Give me my time. I don't give a what you talking about.
Right.
They ain't telling on nobody. Because if you're telling, you can't even look forward to going home.
It's gonna be hell.
Where you going after you get out? The neighborhood ain't accepting that. We heard you's a rat.
Other people, they can go left on you so quick that the heater doesn't have capability of being loyal to anything.
I ain't never told on no my life.
Yeah. Right.
You needed protection. Your protection gone. That's the truth. That's what the
It's been going on for so long.
Nothing else works for him. Outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop.
Why you going with Ross? The truth is, when we did take that picture with Meech, I ain't gonna lie to you, there was a lot of people in my comments with rat emoji before 50 even said nothing.
Man, yo, if this was the old days.
Yeah, now, well, the thing about the old days.
Come on now, dawg.
They the old days.
If you thought things between 50 Cent and Big Meech were bad before, hold on, because it's even crazier than you think. Turns out, Meech is now spilling the tea, claiming that 50 actually tried to put a hit on him to make sure he'd never make a comeback. But that's just the start. Meech is now opening up about the real story behind his fallout with 50, the betrayal, the money drama, and how it all left him with absolutely nothing. And you know how it goes. When 50 Cent's name is involved, you can bet the drama is going to be intense. So what exactly is going on? Well, here's the lowdown. But of course, before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell for more updates and videos like this. Now, let's get going.
And you watch, because I have nothing else to say. You'll just see it happen periodically as it goes. You see that big white elephant? That property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclub.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Problem with some rappers. Some rappers think they war ready and they beef ready till they step into the beef. And then they get somebody coming at them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what it's like to have beef with 50 Cent? Mm-hmm. 50 Cent is incredible with the beef. Not just musically, with every day he was going viral. Yo, your mother, your wife. I'm like, oh my God, this guy here. Like, don't get beef with 50 Cent.
Number tear down black man. Look at it. He's nothing given. You've never seen 50 give nobody no flowers, no respect. He just play on people downfall. Diddy, Herb Gotti, Ja Rule, now Big Meech. You've never seen 50 say nothing positive, do nothing positive. He's a culture vulture.
A bully.
For one, this is a business relationship, right? They don't write stories and series on nobody's, right? So BMF is BMF, but not because of 50, it's because of Big Meech, right? That's his story, that's his life.
What up, though? Sponsor of all bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make you go up, hit me right now.
In Miami, we're going to live tonight. It's going to be live if it don't get canceled.
Sometimes, I don't know, maybe the business wasn't right. Or you never know. Maybe artists was like, hold on, I want my bag now. Because the artists will say they'll do something for free, but then management look.
At first, 50 and Big Meech seemed solid, both larger-than-life figures with serious street cred and impressive business moves. Meech was the notorious Black Mafia family kingpin, while 50 had taken over the rap scene and was making waves as a TV boss. Together, they looked unstoppable. 50 even secured the rights to tell the BMF story on TV, and Meech's son, Lil Meech, was set to star in the series, stepping straight into Hollywood royalty. Everything seemed perfect until it wasn't. And let's be honest, crossing 50 Cent? Yeah, that's a mistake you don't want to make. So here's what went down. 50 got the exclusive rights to tell Meech's story, and this wasn't just some side project. This was a major production, mixing street legend vibes with Hollywood-level storytelling. 50 didn't cut corners either. He even paid for Lil Meech to get acting lessons, so he could play his father properly. It should have been a solid partnership, one built on loyalty. But when money's involved, you know things can get messy. Word is, 50 invested $5 million into the BMF project. But somewhere along the line, that money just vanished. No one could explain where it went, and 50 wasn't about to let that slide. At first, he kept things quiet, trying to handle it behind closed doors. But then Meech did something that pushed 50 over the edge. And to 50, it felt like the ultimate betrayal. Once Meech got out of prison, he had two choices: stick with the people who had his back, or gamble on something flashy and new. Sadly, Meech made the wrong move. Instead of staying loyal to 50, Meech linked up with Rick Ross. And this is where things got messy. Ross had always been weirdly obsessed with Meech, even building an entire brand around his name. So once Meech got out, Ross wasted no time connecting with him. And that's when everything started to spiral.
What started? I took a picture with Rick Ross. Hey, Curtis Jackson, you're more than welcome to bring that Versace Lamborghini to the car show. And your little homies. I know them is Auntie Murder. Yeah, I know you got a Toyota Tundra. I know it. I can see it in your face.
What started as a simple link-up between Meech and Rick Ross quickly turned into something much bigger. Before long,
they were doing business together, and that's where things took a turn. Now, if this had been anyone else, 50 Cent might have shrugged it off. But Ross wasn't just anyone. He was 50's longtime rival. Their feud has been one of the messiest in hip-hop history, packed with lawsuits, diss tracks, personal jabs, and endless humiliation. 50 even went as far as exposing Ross as a former correctional officer, dragging Ross's baby mama into the drama and roasting him whenever possible. So when Meech, who had every reason to stick by 50, ended up taking money from Ross, it felt like a straight-up betrayal. Word on the street says Ross handed Meech $100,000, a tiny amount compared to the $5 million 50 had already put into the BMF project. For 50, this wasn't just business, it was personal. It screamed disloyalty, and 50 wasn't about to let it slide. Without wasting any time, 50 cut ties. He unfollowed Lil Meech on social media, then jumped on Instagram, calling out Meech for switching sides just to make a quick buck. But that wasn't the end of it. 50 took things up a notch by pushing a wild claim that Big Meech was a snitch, and then he doubled down. 50 posted a viral video featuring some random man talking about snitching, with Meech's face plastered over it. On top of that, 50 shared a caption claiming Meech had Tammy Cowens handling his dirty work. According to Tammy's tell-all, Meech had been calling the shots, connecting her with people to help cut down his prison time. 50 wasn't just talking out of nowhere either. He came prepared with receipts. He pointed directly at Tammy, who had already faced accusations of being a federal informant. To make things worse, Tammy had even messaged 50, telling him that Meech had been working behind the scenes to find a way out. According to Tammy, Meech had apparently wished he could give her information to help reduce his sentence, but didn't want his name attached to it because it could put his life at risk. Tammy said she even asked a contact if Meech revealing where the money was hidden could earn him a 15-year time cut. And if that wasn't enough, 50 kept digging. He claimed to have legal paperwork proving Meech had worked with the feds. He even brought in social media personality 1090 Jake, who claimed to have documents showing Meech had been cooperating with an informant. To top it all off, leaked DMs from Lil Meech surfaced, where Lil Meech reportedly admitted that Ross had given his dad some cash just to help him pay his bills. Things were spiraling fast, and 50 was making sure everyone knew. What started as some online drama quickly turned into real-life problems. Word got out that 50 Cent was using his influence to keep Big Meech blackballed from the music industry. Meech was already struggling, and some people expected Lil Meech to be rolling in with duffel bags of cash like the old days. But the truth is, Lil Meech wasn't doing any better. He was just scraping by with whatever 50 had tossed his way.
what started? There was even
talk. Boss of all bosses. And today I'm coming to tell all my supporters, if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever you got, you trying to make you go up.
There was even talk that Meech was hoping Lil Baby would throw him some cash, since Lil Baby had been seen rolling up in a Ferrari truck looking like he had money to spare. But here's the thing, Meech wasn't owed anything. Not by 50, not by Lil Baby, not by Ross, and definitely not by the industry. That's when Rick Ross saw his chance. With 50 starting to distance himself, Ross swooped in, acting like he was going to save the day. He hyped up this so-called Big Meech benefit concert, promising a massive lineup and an event that would mark Meech's big comeback. The whole thing was set up under YXO Touring and AG Touring, and Ross was talking big, making it sound like this was all about legacy, loyalty, and putting Meech back on top. Ross even name-dropped artists like 21 Savage, Lil Baby, and himself to make it sound legit. For a moment, Meech really believed this was his shot at redemption. But when the big night came, things didn't just flop, they crashed hard. If Meech had any hopes of making a comeback, 50 Cent wasn't going to let it happen. The venue was booked, tickets were selling, and everything seemed ready to go. But out of nowhere, the concert was canceled.
Concert with Lil Baby, 21 Savage, and Kodak Black. You would think this would sell out, period. Like, this just sounds crazy.
100%.
Just those three on the lineup.
Yeah. Then you have Boosie, you have...
I'm out here in Miami. We're going to live tonight. It's going to be live if it don't get canceled.
Sometimes, I don't know, maybe the business wasn't right, or maybe a motherfucker, you never know. Maybe artists was like, hold on, I want my bag now. Because the artists will say they'll do something for free, but then management look at it like, we not getting paid. People, assistants are like, a free show, we not getting paid. They might have said yes to Meech in his face, but behind the scenes, management was like, yo, what doing this for? We ain't getting no money. And it's beefing with 50 right now. Get bad look, the paperwork, this Cuffy, there's all kind of reasons why. Come on.
The reason they gave? Unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, no one believed that. To make things worse, Rick Ross disappeared right after the cancellation. He barely addressed the situation, just mentioned it for a few seconds before jumping straight back to promoting his car show and other events. The man brushed it off like it was nothing, leaving Meech stuck picking up the pieces of his already damaged reputation. Fans weren't having it. They knew Ross had played a part in dragging Meech away from a steady partnership with 50, only to leave him stranded as soon as things started falling apart. Looking back, it seemed obvious Ross was never really about helping Meech. He was about using the situation to push his own agenda. Fans started calling out Ross for abandoning Meech when things got tough. Meanwhile, Meech found himself broke, embarrassed, and with no real backup. 50 didn't waste a second before throwing shade at the situation. He jumped on Instagram, posting about the canceled concert with a sarcastic caption that insinuated he told people he had nothing to do with it, jokingly asking folks to stop calling his phone, even adding a Happy Valentine's Day for extra sarcasm. Classic 50. But 50 didn't just stop at cutting ties. He went full petty mode. He even mocked Meech's financial struggles by posting a fake GoFundMe, claiming Meech needed help covering his $30,000 a month Airbnb rent. In the caption, 50 made sure to point out that the place was one of P's cribs and gave a shout-out to quality control. If Meech thought things couldn't get any worse, he was in for a rude awakening. The fallout didn't just hit him, it affected his whole family too. 50 had been making sure the entire BMF crew was taken care of, giving them executive producer credits on his show, and ensuring they were getting paid. But now that was all gone. Then came the real blow. 50 started hinting that BMF Season 4 might not even happen. If that were true, it would mean no more money for Lil Meech, no more exposure for the BMF brand, and Meech's Hollywood dreams crashing down for good.
Don't be walking around with this shit by yourself.
I'm walking around with you. I'm only walking around with you with that motherfucker on. If I ain't with you, I don't want it.
This shit come with the Draco. This shit come with the Draco. Come with the Draco. Still, this shit come with the Draco.
What you think about it though, Fire? How I feel?
Look, wait, get the strap.
I wasn't gonna address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me. So I'm doing this for my loved ones and the support of my friends and family. Come out to the Amaran Arena, February 13th.
I got a text from some very credible dudes who said
They pressed 50 to take down all the Big Meech posts, right? Once again, I got the text, I read it out loud.